Today, we come together in prayer with open hearts and unwavering faith to seek the intercession of Saint Anthony of Padua, the beloved saint known for his powerful miracles, especially in times of great need. Welcome to Timeless Prayer. You've been brought here for a reason, guided by a force beyond your understanding. Deep within you, your heart is searching, yearning for something more, for something to change. You might feel as though you've tried everything, perhaps feeling worn out, overwhelmed, or even on the brink of surrender. But right now, at this moment, I urge you to pause just for 5 minutes. Offer this time to God, to Saint Anthony of Padua, and allow yourself to feel the weight of his presence. This moment holds more than you may realize. It could very well be the turning point you've been waiting for. This isn't just another video or passing distraction. This is a divine invitation, a holy whisper reaching across the years to touch your soul, to fill you with a new sense of hope. You are not alone in this struggle. There are thousands of prayers rising up with yours, echoing in unity, surrounding you with the warmth of support and the power of intercession. Under the protection of Saint Anthony, I encourage you to hold tight to the belief that a miracle is possible. Trust that what may seem like an impossible situation can be transformed by his grace. Don't give up. Your answer is coming. Saint Anthony, with his tender compassion and divine guidance, is here to lead you through. Place your trust in him, for he is ever faithful, and in this time of need, he will be your light in the darkness. You are on the brink of something powerful. Wait, watch, and trust. Your miracle is unfolding right now. Saint Anthony, intercede for me now, in my time of need. I place my trust in you, knowing that you are a faithful servant of God, a powerful intercessor who stands ready to help those who turn to you with sincerity and faith. Right now, as you hear my prayer, I ask for a miracle, for a breakthrough in my life that only divine intervention can bring. I have waited, I have hoped, and though at times I have been weary, I am now choosing to place my heart and soul into your hands, trusting fully in your power to bring about change. If you are reading these words, know that you are not here by chance. You are being called, in this sacred moment, to receive the blessing you need. Whether you are struggling with doubts, pain, or overwhelming challenges, I urge you to take just 5 minutes to surrender all that weighs heavily upon your heart. This is not merely a prayer, not just a moment of reflection. This is your invitation to a divine turning point, where miracles can unfold. Saint Anthony, I wait for the change in my life that I so desperately need. I offer up this time to God, believing that in this moment of stillness and faith, the heavens are moved to respond. My heart yearns for relief, for peace, for a renewed sense of hope. I may feel lost, confused, or even on the brink of despair, but I know that you are with me, walking beside me, guiding me through this darkness toward the light of God's grace. Right now, I invite you to open your heart, to share this prayer with others who need it just as much as you do. Together, let us raise our voices to the heavens and trust that the divine is at work, orchestrating changes, sending blessings, and opening doors that were once closed. I wait for my miracle, Saint Anthony, with unwavering faith in your intercession. Under your protection, I will not falter. I trust in you, and I trust that heaven is already responding to my call. So, let it be. Amen. If you are reading this, I invite you to open your heart to the possibility of a miracle. If something inside you stirs as you read these words, drop a comment below or share this message with someone who needs a breakthrough. Trust that Saint Anthony, with his powerful intercession, is always ready to help. You may have heard that the miracle couldn't happen, that the door was closed, and that your blessing was lost, but you haven't considered the power of St. Anthony of Padua. His name alone makes the impossible tremble. As a devoted friend of Jesus, St. Anthony was a miracle worker trusted by the poor, the desperate, and the forgotten. He has a special gift to find what others have given up on and restore what even time tried to erase. Do you understand what makes this prayer so powerful? It's not the words themselves, it's the faith that fuels them. Faith that God is still at work in this world, that He still sends help in the form of angels and saints, like St. Anthony. Countless testimonies echo the power of his intercession. People have prayed, and in their desperation, they found what they lost: a child, a lost opportunity, a relationship, a miracle. Others have shared how, after praying the novena to St. Anthony, their diagnosis changed, and they received unexpected healing. These stories may sound too good to be true, but they are indeed true. They are real, just like your story, just like the life you are living right now. Have you ever wondered why St. Anthony is known as the finder of lost things? It's not because he only finds objects. He finds and restores what's truly valuable: peace, joy, and trust in God. And right now, He is ready to help you. The question I want to ask you is simple. Are you ready to receive not just the words of this prayer, but the grace, restoration, and clarity that come with it? Are you willing to open your heart to the possibility that your miracle is already on its way? If your heart says yes, even quietly, then you are already experiencing something incredible. Something is happening within you. Take a moment now to reflect on what feels lost in your life. What is it? Is it hope, a sense of direction, a broken relationship, or perhaps your health? Whatever it is, speak it quietly in your heart. Better yet, write it in the comments below. St. Anthony, I need your help with this. That simple act of faith could be the key that lets God's light shine into the darkest places of your life. St. Anthony was not always famous. In fact, he was once unknown, hidden, and quiet. But when he spoke, even the hardest hearts were softened. His power wasn't in loud words or displays. His power was in his faith, in his quiet humility, and in his devotion to helping others, not himself. That's why praying to him isn't about superstition. It's about divine alignment. It's about trust, opening your heart when it feels most difficult. If your miracle has been delayed, St. Anthony understands. If your prayers have gone unanswered, he is there to intercede for you. If you feel unseen, know that he sees you. He is there, standing with you in your moment of need, ready to help you find what you've been searching for. Will you trust him today? Will you believe that your miracle is closer than you think? Take a deep breath, and in this sacred moment, step forward with me. In the next few minutes, I invite you to open your heart to the possibility that something miraculous may unfold. It may arrive quietly, a wave of peace washing over you, or a sudden sign, a message that feels as though it was meant just for you. Do not brush it aside, for these are not mere coincidences. The answers to your deepest prayers are not always delivered with a mighty roar, but with a calm, gentle certainty. Trust that this moment, this prayer, this pause you've created is far from insignificant. This is your reset, a break in the relentless chaos that surrounds you, a chance for a shift, a divine intervention. Ask yourself, what if this prayer is more than just words? What if, in this very instant, everything begins to change for you? Miracles don't always come with a crash or a loud announcement. Sometimes they enter your life as a whisper, a quiet presence, slipping into the room when you least expect it. Just as St. Anthony once said, Actions speak louder than words. Your action of being here, of listening, of praying, speaks volumes in the heavens. You are not just here for a passing moment of entertainment or distraction. If you are still with me, it is because your soul is yearning, reaching upward toward something greater, toward divine help, toward the transformation you need, even when your prayers feel unanswered, when you feel as though your voice is lost in the wind. Remember that Saint Anthony is watching. He is with you, and he hears you. When you feel unseen or forgotten, rest in the knowledge that you are never beyond his sight. He sees you. He understands your suffering, your longing, and he intercedes on your behalf with unwavering love and faith. The road you are walking may be steep, your burden heavy, but you are not alone. Your prayers, no matter how small or quiet, rise up to the heavens, where they are met with love and compassion. And as you continue to pray, to trust, to wait, know that your miracle is in motion, even if you cannot yet see it. It may come in a form you do not expect, but it will come. Trust in the quiet certainty of God's grace, in the gentle intervention of Saint Anthony, and in the unshakable belief that your time of hardship is nearing its end. It is through your patience and unwavering hope that the miraculous is made possible. Keep your heart open, keep your faith strong, and be ready to receive the transformation that is already beginning to unfold. Your prayer is heard, your soul is seen, and your miracle is on its way. Keep trusting, keep hoping, and never give up, for your breakthrough is nearer than you think. Stay with this prayer. Hold on to the peace that begins to settle into your heart, and know that in this moment, the impossible is becoming possible. It's happening now. It's happening for you. And all it takes is your trust, your patience, and your faith. Keep going. You are not just asking for help, you are receiving it. Step by step, miracle by miracle. Trust that your breakthrough is already here, waiting to be revealed in its perfect time. Anthony of Padua, a name that stirs both reverence and awe in the hearts of those who turn to him in times of deep need, is a saint whose very presence makes the impossible tremble. He is a friend of Jesus, a beacon of hope for the broken, the lost, the poor, and the forgotten. To those who are desperate, Saint Anthony brings restoration and peace, finding what others have given up on, and bringing back what time and suffering have seemingly erased. His miracles are not bound by earthly limitations. His ability to bring divine intervention knows no bounds. It is through his powerful intercession that so many hearts have been healed and lives have been transformed in times of crisis when all seems lost. Saint Anthony is the one to turn to, and through the act of prayer, miracles unfold, even when we least expect them. What makes this prayer powerful? It's not just the words you speak, but the faith behind them that fuels its power. It is the unwavering belief that God still moves in the world today, that he still hears our cries and sends help in the form of saints like Saint Anthony, who is always ready to intercede on our behalf. This prayer, when spoken with a heart full of faith, carries a power that stretches beyond the confines of the earthly realm. The saints are our companions on this journey, and Saint Anthony is one of the most compassionate guides, known for his ability to find what was once thought lost, to restore hope, and to lead us back to the path of grace. When you lift up your heart in prayer to him, you are not just reciting words, you are tapping into a powerful stream of grace, of divine intervention that moves in ways we can't always understand, but always trust. For Saint Anthony has witnessed miracles, and his intercession has led countless souls from despair to joy, from sickness to health, and from confusion to clarity. Countless testimonies bear witness to the miraculous power of Saint Anthony's intercession. Many have prayed and found their lost children returned to them, others on the verge of despair, discovered help from sources they never expected. Some, after praying through the novena, found their diagnoses changed, their futures restored. These stories may sound unbelievable, but they are true. They are the very miracles that began just like yours. Prayers rising from the depths of the soul, filled with hope, faith, and the certainty that God's hand is always at work. Your own story, as improbable as it may seem, can also be transformed by this sacred prayer. This moment right now, as you offer up your heart to God through the intercession of Saint Anthony, could be the very moment where everything shifts. The chaos that surrounds you, the confusion, the hopelessness. This prayer is your reset, your divine interruption, a sacred pause that invites God's grace into your life. When you pause to pray, you are making an intentional choice to turn your heart toward heaven. What if this prayer is not just a collection of words, but the moment when everything begins to change? It is not always loud, dramatic, or immediate when miracles come into our lives. Sometimes they walk gently in, as Saint Anthony once said, actions speak louder than words. Your action right now, staying present, listening to this prayer, and offering your faith, is already speaking volumes in heaven. Your faith is making a difference, and your prayer is being heard. This moment of prayer is not about entertainment, it's about connection. You are not here by chance. Your soul is reaching upward, crying out for a miracle, for change, for healing. If you feel that your prayers have gone unanswered, know this: Saint Anthony intercedes on your behalf. If you feel unseen, know that he sees you. He understands your struggles, your pain, your doubts, and your hopes. He knows what it is to feel forgotten, to feel lost in the dark. But he also knows the way to the light. He knows how to find what has been lost and restore it to you. You are not alone in this. Saint Anthony is standing with you, and his intercession is a powerful, transformative force that can change the course of your life. Just as others have testified to the miracles they received through his intercession, so too can you experience the miraculous power of God's love and grace through Saint Anthony's prayers. The beauty of this moment is that it's not about grand gestures or perfect words. It's about surrendering your heart in faith, offering your petitions with the full belief that God listens and responds. It's about trusting in the intercession of Saint Anthony, knowing that through his prayers, God's will is being made manifest in your life. It's about resting in the certainty that, though you may not always understand how or when, God is at work in your life, bringing about a change that you so desperately need. In the quiet of your heart, in the silence of your prayer, miracles are unfolding. And even when you cannot see them yet, trust that they are coming, just as they have for so many others before you. So, I invite you to pray with unwavering faith, knowing that this moment holds the power to change everything. The miracles you seek are not far off. They are waiting for you to open your heart and trust in the divine intervention of Saint Anthony. His prayers can help you find what is lost, restore what is broken, and bring about the miracles you so desperately need. Hold on to the hope that God's grace is always at work, and know that your prayer, no matter how small it may seem, is part of a much greater plan. Saint Anthony is with you now, and his intercession will carry your prayer to the throne of God, where it will be heard and answered. Keep your faith strong, keep your heart open, and be ready to receive the miracles that are on their way to you. Let's take a sacred step forward together. In the next few minutes, something unexpected might unfold for you. A sense of peace, a sign, or a sudden thought that feels like it's meant just for you. Don't brush these moments aside. They are not random, they are answers, delivered not with thunderous noise, but with a quiet certainty that speaks directly to your soul. This is your chance for a reset, for a shift in perspective. Instead of asking yourself, "What if nothing changes?" Try asking, "What if everything changes today?" The miracle you've been waiting for might begin with this very moment. Let others see your faith, share your courage, and type in the comments, "I'm ready for my miracle." Your words could be the spark that ignites hope in someone else's heart. This is how we lift each other up in times of doubt and despair. Saint Anthony, we turn to you in this moment, asking you to intercede for those who are brokenhearted, for those who feel weary, and for those who have carried their burdens in silence for far too long. We bring their names to you, knowing that you can carry them to heaven. You don't need more proof. What you need is to keep listening, keep praying, and keep asking. Faith is not about the visible results. It's about the persistence to continue, no matter how long it takes. And someone here today has persisted longer than they thought they could. You haven't failed. You have endured. You have pressed on, staying when others might have walked away. That's where the miracle lies, in the staying. In those 5 minutes when you refuse to give up, when you stand firm and wait for your breakthrough. Let's go deeper now. In this stillness, say these words slowly. "Jesus, I trust you. Saint Anthony, I give you my burden. Please return to me the peace I lost." If those are the only words you say today, know that they are enough. But remember, God is not finished yet. And Saint Anthony's prayers for you continue. Stay with this moment. Feel the presence of God around you. You are not alone. Thousands of people, just like you, have prayed with faith and received their answers. And now, it's your turn. You're still here, still believing. Even if your faith feels small or fragile, even if it flickers, it's still a flame. And God can work with a flame. Saint Anthony sees that flicker. He isn't looking for perfect faith. He's looking for an open heart. And right now, your heart is open. Take a moment to reflect quietly. What if this is the moment God sends the help you thought you no longer deserved or could hope for? Just asking that question invites heaven to act on your behalf. And by thinking it, you are already opening the door for miracles. Don't underestimate the power of your prayer, your persistence, and your trust. God sees you, He hears you, and He is with you every step of the way. This is the miracle you've been waiting for. Let this moment be your turning point, your divine interruption from despair. What you once saw as a delay was, in truth, a time of preparation. While you waited, God was quietly, deliberately making a way for you. While you prayed, Saint Anthony carried your name before heaven, never once forgetting you. Heaven was never ignoring you. It was aligning everything in perfect harmony for your miracle. You didn't miss your moment. It's unfolding right now. Do you remember how you felt when you first clicked on this prayer? Perhaps you were tired, unsure, weighed down by the heaviness of life. But look at you now. Look at your strength. You are still here, still standing, still holding on to faith. And that, right there, is a miracle in itself. Saint Anthony once said, "Attribute to God every good that you have received." So look at what has already started to return to you. What little sign of goodness has crept in during this time? Peace. A single thought of hope. A deep sense that you are seen, that you are not forgotten. These are the early signs of your answered prayer. They are the whisper of heaven answering you. Type it in the comments. Share it with others, so they too can be encouraged. God is already moving in your life, and your prayer is not falling into empty air. It is reaching heaven's court, where the saints are working tirelessly on your behalf. Saint Anthony, who stood so close to Christ that the child Jesus himself appeared to him, is now pleading for you. Can you feel the weight of that prayer, carried by a saint so intimately connected to Christ? What can stand against such a powerful intercession? And what if the very thing you thought you had lost forever is already finding its way back to you? Can you imagine it? A man once prayed fervently to Saint Anthony. After losing both his job and his home, he felt crushed under the weight of despair, humiliated, forgotten. He could not bring himself to complete the traditional novena, unable to pray for long hours. But each day, he faithfully prayed for just 5 minutes. On the 9th day, when he had all but given up, a former colleague reached out to him, unaware of his situation, and offered him a place to stay and a new position in a company. His miracle came not from grand prayers or elaborate ceremonies, but from consistency, trust, and the powerful intercession of Saint Anthony. Your 5 minutes are never wasted. They are never unnoticed. They are collected in heaven, waiting for the right moment, for the perfect alignment in God's time. Heaven hears every second of faith. No matter how small, no matter how simple, you don't need the perfect circumstances to receive your miracle. You only need a willing heart. So ask again, with the full confidence of your soul, Saint Anthony, pray for me. I trust in your help. Let my miracle unfold in God's time, in God's way, in God's glory. There is someone listening right now who has been waiting for healing. Maybe it is healing for your body, for your mind, or for your heart. Saint Anthony, we ask for divine restoration. Touch what medicine cannot reach. Heal what time has not fixed, and restore what seems forever broken. We have prayed for ourselves, but now let us pray for others. Think of one person who needs a miracle even more than you do. Lift their name to God now. Say it quietly, or write it in the comments. Saint Anthony, intercede for insert name. This is how blessings multiply. They move through us. And as you lift someone else's name to heaven, you may find that your own breakthrough comes even faster. Something special is happening now, something profound. The miracle is ripening, and something has shifted, not just in the tone of your words, but in your very spirit. You have crossed the line from hoping to expecting, and when you start expecting, heaven begins to act. That is the power Saint Anthony offers us. He helps us cross that threshold from fear to faith, from passive waiting to active receiving. And if you are still wondering whether those 5 minutes were enough, let me put that to rest for you. God has never needed more than a willing heart. The smallest cry from a humble soul reaches farther than the loudest shout from the proud. Your heart, your trust, your simple faith is enough. God hears you. Saint Anthony hears you. The miracle is already on its way. Let us take a moment to pause, breathe, and reflect. What would happen if you decided once again to believe with all your heart, believe fully and completely? No matter the trials you faced or how many times it seemed like things did not work out before, Saint Anthony invites you to understand that trust is far more powerful than having all the answers. Trust is what opens the door for divine intervention and leads to the answers you seek, even when they are not immediately clear. Trust always invites the miracles you so deeply need. Right now, someone listening is carrying the heavy weight of guilt, a guilt that gnaws at your spirit, reminding you of past mistakes, missed opportunities, and moments when you wish you had been stronger or done things differently. Guilt over actions taken or left undone. Saint Anthony, through the grace of his prayers, is here to interrupt that cycle of regret and despair. His prayers are not for the perfect, but for those who are seeking healing, for the weary, for those who are learning to rise again. These prayers are for you, the ones who have been knocked down but still stand, the ones who seek to start over with the guidance of faith and the hope of a miracle. Say this now. With all your heart, Saint Anthony, pray for my healing, not just for my body, but for my spirit too. Help me forgive myself, as God has already forgiven me. Let go of the shame that tries to keep you silent. In this moment, speak your need aloud. Write it in the comments, and know that others will join you in prayer. Prayers for peace, forgiveness, renewal. In this sacred space, we share our burdens, and through the power of the community, we lift each other up. Even in the silence of this moment, even through the glow of a screen, the Spirit transcends all distance. There is no separation in the Spirit. Let your heart know that you are not alone. Consider the story of a woman who prayed to Saint Anthony after enduring a painful, long divorce battle. She had lost her peace. Her children carried bitterness in their hearts, and she had no home to call her own. Yet, when she turned to Saint Anthony, she did not ask for revenge or riches. She simply asked for God's peace. Within a matter of weeks, things began to shift. Her ex-husband, whose heart was hardened, apologized. Her children softened, and the bitterness in their hearts started to fade. A friend offered her a home when she had none. While the changes did not happen overnight, the miracle had begun with a simple 5-minute prayer, a prayer that brought peace into a life torn by struggles. Now, I ask you, this is why you are here, not to simply hear a perfect sermon, but to step into a living prayer. Right now, you are a part of that prayer, and every word you hear is a thread, weaving you closer to the miracle you've been waiting for. As you continue to trust, as you continue to believe, you open the gates for your own miracle. Trust, and let the Spirit guide you to the change you seek. Trust, and know that your miracle is unfolding, just as surely as the sun rises each day. So, trust again. Let go of the burdens that hold you back, and in the power of your prayer, let Saint Anthony lead you toward the peace, healing, and transformation that you need. You are in the midst of something sacred now, and your miracle is nearer than you think. In times when life feels heavy, uncertain, and full of struggle, remember this truth. You are never too far gone for God's grace to reach you. You are never too invisible, never too late. Right now, you are exactly where God can meet you. This very moment could be the beginning of a beautiful transformation in your life. We often feel as though we are running behind, or that the blessings others receive are out of our reach. But Saint Anthony, whom we turn to today in prayer, reminds us that God's timing is always perfect. Saint Anthony, we humbly ask you, bring answers quickly to those who have waited so long. Bring a breakthrough for those who feel as though they've been in the waiting room of life, wondering when their turn will come. Break through the delays that have kept them stuck, and open the doors that have long been closed. Clear away the confusion that has kept them from seeing the way forward, and let them walk into a testimony that is beyond what they ever imagined. Do you feel led to pray with me? If so, type below, Lord, surprise me with a miracle. Your faith, your words, your declaration may ignite a miracle for someone else too. Someone who is watching, waiting, and hoping just like you. Perhaps you've watched others testify about their healings, their reconciled relationships, their provision in the most unexpected ways, and you've wondered, when will it be my turn? Have you ever asked yourself that question in your heart? Maybe you've felt that others are more deserving, or that you've been passed over for the miracles you've been longing for. But I want you to truly hear this. It already is your turn. Your miracle is unfolding even now, in ways that you may not yet see or understand. God has not forgotten you, and He certainly has not overlooked you. He has been with you every single step of the way, even in those quiet moments when you thought no one was watching. every prayer whispered in the silence, every time you trusted Him in the darkest moments. Those are the moments God holds precious. And today, Saint Anthony carries all of those moments to the very altar of heaven, where God sees your faithfulness and your heart. Can you feel it? We are standing on the edge of something divine. Even in the quiet, the silence is different now. It is pregnant with possibility, filled with the weight of God's holy presence. This silence isn't absence. It's the quiet before the storm of blessing. Your miracle is in motion, unfolding even now as you continue in faith. You may not feel the immediate change, but trust that every moment you've endured, every tear you've cried, every prayer you've said has been adding up. You've held on, you've stayed true to your faith, and that's what matters. Your faith is more than what you speak out loud or post on social media. Your faith is shown in how you have kept going, how you have kept listening, and how you've trusted even when the answers haven't come yet. That consistency, that quiet determination, says more about your trust in God than anything else. And heaven sees it. Saint Anthony sees it. Every moment you've trusted in silence, God has taken note of. You are not unseen, and you are not forgotten. There is a great blessing that comes from remaining consistent in your faith, especially when the answers seem delayed. It's easy to lose hope when you can't see the light at the end of the tunnel. But your persistence is not in vain. You are walking into a season of blessing that is already prepared for you. The very fact that you are still here, still praying, still trusting, means you are close to your breakthrough. God has not forgotten the tears you've shed or the times you've asked. When will it be my turn? Your time is now, and your testimony is already being written in heaven. I want you to pause and reflect. Do you feel the change in the atmosphere? There is something holy taking place right now. The heaviness you've been feeling is not just a burden. It is the weight of God's grace about to be poured out on you. You are close to receiving the miracle you've been praying for. Your faithfulness is leading you directly to it. It may not look like what you imagined, but rest assured, it is coming in the perfect way and the perfect time. Can you feel the stir of hope rising within you? Your miracle is closer than you think. Keep trusting, keep praying, and know that even when you can't see it, God is working behind the scenes on your behalf. St. Anthony, through your intercession, is helping to bring your prayers before the throne of God, and your breakthrough is closer than ever before. So keep believing, keep holding on. The miracle you've waited for is already on its way. You are about to walk into a testimony that will leave you in awe. Can you sense it? Something divine is unfolding, and your miracle is waiting for you to step into it with faith and anticipation. You've already come so far. The best is yet to come. Stay strong, keep your trust in God, and know that His timing is always perfect. Your miracle is on its way. What would your life look like if the miracle you long for arrived today? Pause and imagine it. Feel it with every fiber of your being. This isn't just a fleeting daydream. This is a reality that could unfold in an instant. Hold that vision tightly in your heart, not as a distant hope, but as a living promise, waiting to burst into existence at any given moment. The next 60 seconds may be the catalyst for everything to change. In this moment, let's turn our hearts to St. Anthony, our steadfast friend in times of sorrow, our advocate in the deepest shadows of desperation. We humbly ask you, St. Anthony, to carry the cries of this soul directly to the heart of Christ, to intercede on their behalf and ask for what they dare not speak aloud, the silent pain that weighs heavy within. Take the burden they've carried for so long, the sorrow that has rooted itself deep in their spirit, and lift it from them. Let grace, overflowing and abundant, flood their soul, washing away the heaviness, replacing it with lightness, peace, and hope. There is someone here, perhaps a young person, whose heart is heavy with guilt, feeling lost and alone, like they've failed their family and failed themselves. The shame of not living up to expectations, the guilt of past decisions, has created a wall around their heart, leaving them feeling hopeless. They believe that there is no way back, that the road to redemption is too long, too impossible. But remember, Saint Anthony once helped a man return home after years of separation, years of silence. Your homecoming, whether spiritual, emotional, or even physical, is not out of reach. It is near, and it begins the moment you dare to believe that redemption is still within your grasp. Break the cycle of self-blame, dear one. Interrupt the spiral of regret and despair. Speak this in your heart now, Lord. I receive your mercy. Saint Anthony, show me the way home. Let these words be your declaration of hope, your surrender to grace. And to those of you battling the relentless weight of worry, whether it's about finances, the well-being of your children, or your own health, do not think for a moment that Saint Anthony is blind to your struggles. He is called upon by the anxious, the fearful, the overwhelmed, every single day, and never once has he turned his back on a soul in need. If you find yourself in that place of deep worry right now, where the pressure feels unbearable and the answers seem so far out of reach, type this boldly. Declare it in your heart. I surrender this fear. Let that simple yet profound act of faith be your first step toward freedom. As you speak those words, feel the grip of fear loosening its hold on your mind, its hold on your spirit. Saint Anthony, we ask you now to guide this soul who is lost in the shadows of their worries, to lead them toward the answers they cannot yet see. Make a way where there seems to be none. Shift something within their situation today. Help them believe, even in the smallest of ways, that change is possible. And when the doubt creeps in, when it's hard to believe that this prayer could truly make a difference, think back to the countless testimonies that have been shared throughout the ages. One woman, desperate for her husband to return to the faith after 30 years of absence, prayed daily, just 5 minutes each day. She asked Saint Anthony to touch his heart, one day without any prompting. He walked into a church, sat in the back, and cried. That was the beginning of his conversion. 5 minutes of prayer, 5 minutes of faith, opened a door that had been closed for 3 decades. Could your 5 minutes do the same? This is not about superstition, my friend. This is about divine grace, the supernatural power that moves through those who have given their lives completely to God, just as Saint Anthony did. His life was one of sacrifice, a life surrendered to the will of God, a life that, in turn, became a vessel for miraculous change. And now, that same power is available to you, Saint Anthony. We ask you to let that power reach the one who is listening now. Let it reach deep into their sorrow, into their desperation, into their yearning for change. Let it transform their pain into something beautiful. Let the very grace that shaped your life in ways we can hardly comprehend now flow into their life, bringing light into their darkest places, strength into their moments of weakness, and peace into their restless hearts. You are not alone. Do not let the darkness of your circumstances cloud your vision of the miracles that are possible. Trust, hold on, and know that help is on the way. Saint Anthony is here, standing beside you, carrying your prayers to the heart of Christ. You are about to witness your miracle unfold. The first step is to believe. And when you believe, you are already on the path to transformation. Say this quietly, God, I believe. Even if it's small, I believe. And if all you have is that small whisper, it's enough. because heaven listens to the whisper as much as the shout. You've stayed through doubts. You've listened through tears. You've opened your heart in a way most never do. And you are close, closer than you know. This is your moment. The fact that you stayed through every word, every pause, every tear is not just perseverance. It's faith, quiet, determined, unshakable faith. The kind of faith St. Anthony honors, the kind of faith God answers. Right here at the end, we return to the beginning. Why did you click on this video? Why did you press play? It wasn't by chance. It wasn't just curiosity. It was grace calling you. And grace never calls without intention. Look back on the last 5 minutes or 10 or 20. Something shifted, didn't it? Your thoughts feel clearer. Your heart feels lighter. That's the evidence of something holy happening. And maybe the miracle hasn't arrived yet in your hand, but something new is already blooming inside you. Hope, peace, strength, expectation. That's the soil where miracles grow. Let this final interruption sink in deeply. The very thing you thought would never happen can happen. The very situation you thought was too far gone can be restored. The prayer you thought was ignored was heard. The miracle you almost stopped asking for is already in motion. And St. Anthony is walking beside it, carrying your name. If you're ready, pray this with me. St. Anthony, I have stayed, I have prayed, I have waited. I trust that you have lifted my voice to heaven. I surrender what I cannot fix. I give what I cannot carry. I believe that God is already moving. I believe that something is changing even if I don't see it yet. I thank you, St. Anthony, for staying with me in this prayer. Amen. And now, speak your request one last time. Speak it with honesty, with faith, with boldness, and know it has been heard. If you feel comforted, uplifted, even awakened by this prayer, let someone else feel it too. Share this video with one person who needs a miracle. Click like to let this message spread, and write in the comments one sentence, St. Anthony. I trust in your help. It may seem simple, but someone else scrolling through will read your words. And in your comment, they might find the courage to pray again. You've planted a seed today, and no seed planted in faith ever returns void. Trust God to water it. Trust St. Anthony to tend it. Trust heaven to bring the harvest. And here's what you must remember as you go. This isn't the end. It's the beginning of a breakthrough. You may walk away from the screen, but this prayer continues. It follows you. It hovers over your steps. It surrounds your home. It speaks when you fall asleep. It calls grace into your tomorrow. So, walk boldly, speak gently, wait patiently. You are not alone, and you never were. If you haven't already, subscribe to this channel. Join this growing community of faith. Be a light to someone else. Because when one heart believes, it lifts another. And finally, receive this blessing. May the Lord bless you and keep you. May He let His face shine upon you. May St. Anthony walk beside you. May your miracle unfold gently, powerfully, soon. In Jesus' name, Amen.